We are welcoming the crew of IB71 to Mirror now. So thank you both for being with us, Vidyut Jammwal and Anupam Kher. Vidyut, not just headlining the film, but also producing the film. Interesting story, not many of us know about it. We often call it the Ganga hijack of 71, but we don't know much about it. Not much has been written about it, for example. Not much has been spoken about it. How did the story come to you?
So I have a friend, he had this idea and he had spoken to me about it. I was really intrigued by it. We know about the 71 war, that India fought Pakistan, we defeated them, but we don't really know the more details about it, most of it. We don't know that China was an integral part of the war. We don't know that we finished the war in 13 days, we divided a country into two. We don't celebrate it so much. We don't really know what the intelligence bureau is. We know what the CID, ED, really we don't know. When I speak to my friends, they have no idea about the Intelligence Bureau, which is the #1 secret service in the world. It was important to talk about.
You're saying a story came to you. All right, a story can come to you, but this is a story that is rooted in reality. This is not someone sitting in a room thinking of a story to, make into a film. This is something that has happened. So how do you ensure that you've collated all that research, spoken to the people who were involved in that incident? How does that process work, and was that tough for you? Because again, as you said, the IB is our secret service. That's the nature of their jobs. They are supposed to be quiet about these things. How did that come about? How did the story come about? You may have had an idea, but to write a story and then to make it into a film is a completely different ball game.
So a lot of people have heard about the Ganga hijack, but really nobody knows really what it was. When the idea came to me, I started asking questions about the Secret Service with my friends, a lot of people, and they really didn't know. They really didn't know what the Secret Service is. There was a hijack which people know about. They don't know that there were 30 people who traveled from one place to another. That was Indians without arms, ammunition, no weapons. It was just on the intelligence. Different. We watched a lot of movies in India abroad, but we don't watch movies based on true incidents which have never been spoken about. This happened 50 years back. Like you said, this is the Secret Service. You can't meet a person and talk to him about it because they will never talk about it. Imagine being in a hijack. Nobody knows about it. All right, I will not speak about it if I'm in the hijack because I'm a part of the Secret Service. He will not speak about it. But our kids, you've never heard anything about it. It was really important to get into the core of it. We started reading about what the opposition, the other countries spoken about. We read everything, gathered everything, and got the best part out.
So, did you speak to the characters involved in the
Secret Service?
Did you get clearances from the government?
Yes, we did.
I don't know how.
Now it's all in the open, and now it's all about getting the truth out, getting all the details out. We did all of it, yeah.
How did you come in?
He was a blessing. Let's start with that.
Yeah, totally.
On
a
set,
blessing for any interviewer as well.
Yeah, I agree.
ज़्यादा सवाल पूछने की ज़रूरत नहीं पड़ती.
No, I think I was very thrilled when Vidyut came to me and sort of said, I did not know much about this Ganga hijack. Did not know, though I have been part of, means I was there when 62 war happened, 65 war happened, 71 war happened. But we know that in 13 days that war was won and Bangladesh became independent. We also know that 91,000 Pakistani soldiers were surrendered and then we returned them. But ये इंसिडेंट मुझे नहीं पता था इतना. तो जब इन्होंने मुझे सुनाया तो मैंने कहा, और फिर IB चीफ का, इंटेलिजेंस ब्यूरो चीफ का रोल था. And so I said, there is no way. I'm very fond of him both as an actor and as a person. I like to work with people where I like people also now, apart from the role. So that it needed a person who considers Vidyut as his protege, his son, and is sending him. And and the role is fascinating. The role is very good. And then our director, his film, I had just watched it on one of the OTT platforms, Ghazi Attack.
Ghazi Attack.
It was, I had not heard much about it. When I saw it, I finished it in one go. So I had to be part of this. And my personal story with IB was that my youngest chacha, Mr. P.L. Kher, my father's youngest brother, was an IB assistant director. And I had no idea about what he actually does, because whenever I went to his office, it was a regular office like Accountant General's office or something like that, people moving around, there was not anything going on.
What they do, no one knows.
But तो मैंने सोचा कि ये best thing is to find out, read about it, and the film has come out very well. I've seen it. It's very intriguing, it's very thrilling. And Ghazi attack अगर आपको ये लगी थी तो ये उस लेवल पर है.
So is this a prequel to Ghazi attack or
No, it is totally
the two totally different? No, I ask you this question because the director is the same.
हाँ.
No, it's not. It's not.
They're totally
It's happened in the same time, but not really.
Okay. Can I ask you what you remember of the 71 war? Of course, we've all read
I
about
remember
it.
that famous picture of General Arora and Niazi, General Niazi signing that.
Really?
Yeah, I remember that.
Was it
Because I was
broadcast on-
16 years old at that time.
Was it on a front page?
नहीं, हमारे
Was it
घर में
being
टीवी नहीं था, बट अखबार में मैंने देखा था. ट्रिब्यून अखबार के फ्रंट पेज पर ये न्यूज़ थी. और बिकॉज आई वाज 7 years old when 62 वॉर हैपेंड, तो वो सारी उस पर हकीकत फिल्म बनी थी, वॉर के ऊपर. 65 दूसरा वॉर था, एंड 71 वॉर आई रिमेंबर बिकॉज आई वाज 16 एंड आई रिमेंबर 91,000 बहुत सारे लोग थे. इंदिरा गांधी स्पीचेस आई रिमेंबर वेरी क्लियरली. And we were very proud that we won the war in such little time.
So when you're in a place like this, like in Shimla, and there's a war happening, like what do people do when?
Well, luckily I was younger, very young, so for me it was fascinating because जैसे ही सायरन बजता था, लाइट्स ऑफ करनी होती थी, तो हम वो ट्रेंचेज जो उन्होंने खोदी थी हमने घर के आगे वहाँ पर, एंड बॉम्बिंग तो नज़र सुनाई देती थी कभी कभी तो. But it was, as children you don't have mind to sort of think about theories. You just feel, and I had just joined NCC. Yes, I had just joined NCC और उसमें ट्रेनिंग देते थे, तो I was a volunteer in my area, जो हमारा छोटा सा मोहल्ला था. तो और कोई ऐसा कम्युनिकेशन था नहीं. एक सायरन बजता था, मुझे याद है वो, कि भाई इसका मतलब अब आप छुप जाइए या बाहर आ जाइए घरों से, बॉम्बिंग हो सकती है. एंड वेस्टर्न कमांड का हेडक्वार्टर था शिमला.
Correct.
And trenches को खोता था, आप ही खोते थे कि?
हाँ, वो आते थे कुछ लोग, फौजी लोग आते थे. दैट्स व्हाई आई हैव द ग्रेटेस्ट रिस्पेक्ट फॉर आर्मी पीपल, बिकॉज मैं घर से स्कूल तक जाता था तो वेस्टर्न कमांड वहाँ पर आता था, आर्मी के लोग मिलते थे, आर्मी के उसमें हम वो करते थे, प्लेस करते थे गेटी थिएटर में. सो लॉट ऑफ मेमोरीज गॉट रिवाइव्ड व्हेन यू नरेटेड मी दिस स्क्रिप्ट.
So it's interesting you tell me that there was an absence of fear. There's a war going on,
Yes.
and to the mind of a 16-year-old, there was an absence of fear.
There
That's
is a
interesting.
sense of innocence in a small town. You are from Uttarakhand. मुझे लगता है कि छोटे शहर के लोग लाइफ को बहुत इनोसेंटली ट्रीट करते हैं, एटलीस्ट एट दैट टाइम. डर लग, पर एक सेंस ऑफ रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी थी, एक जोश था देश के प्रति. एक ये था कि बस हमको कुछ करना है, वॉलंटियर बनना है. हम सीटी मारते थे रात को, मेरा ये काम था बिकॉज एनसीसी ज्वाइन किया हुआ था, और सीटी मारनी थी और सबको बोलना था बाहर आ जाओ और फिर वापस जाओ. फिर पूरा अखबार से पूरा घर की छत, ये जो रोशनदान वगैरह थे, खिड़कियाँ थी, वो अखबार से ढकी हुई थी, तो वो मोमबत्ती रोशनी में बाहर नज़र नहीं आता था, पिच डार्क होता था. सो और नेक्स्ट डे जोश आता था. मुझे याद है कि जब हम वॉर जीत गए तो पूरा मतलब इंडिया पाकिस्तान क्रिकेट मैच में तो कुछ भी नहीं होता है, बट ये जो वॉर जीते थे इसमें बहुत, बिकॉज खबरें आने लगी थी कि इतने लोग परमवीर चक्र मिला, इनको लोगों को सेक्रीफाइस किया. हम सेक्रीफाइस भूल गए आज की डेट में. हम कैसे आज़ाद महसूस करते हैं और आज़ादी की सांस लेते हैं, इसके पीछे जो सेक्रीफाइसेस हुए हैं, जो लोगों ने अपनी बलिदान दिए हैं, उसको भूल जाते हैं. मुझे याद है, इसीलिए मैं जब भी कोई बात करता हूँ तो मैं पैदा ही उस दौर में हुआ. मैं अपने देश से 8 साल बड़ा हूँ, तो हम दोनों एक साथ बड़े हुए हैं. तो मैंने अपने बड़े भाई को कह लो, बड़ी बहन को कह लो, या अपने से बड़े को मैंने देखा है, और कहाँ से कहाँ पहुँचे हैं हम. आई थिंक दैट इज़ सो ब्यूटिफुल, एंड टू मेक ए फिल्म ऑन दैट and to be able to introduce that subject to today's generation or today's audience is so fascinating.
That's great that stories that were there in our milieu, but we didn't know of, are now being told. Is that the primary difference in the war films of the past that were made? You've experienced that, and the ones that are being made now, for example, Ghazi Attack or IB71.
I think that we have the liberty to make the films as realistic as we can.
Now we do, yep.
मुझे याद है जब हकीकत भी लगी थी या शहीद बनी थी मनोज कुमार साहब की, there is a certain amount of josh which comes in. But earlier we used to ignore the small little details of it. But now when you see this film, there is detailing is to the T. रेडियो उस ज़माने का, गाड़ियाँ उस ज़माने की, वर्दी जो उस ज़माने के,
everything,
तो इनके जो कॉस्ट्यूम है, थ्रूआउट कश्मीर वाले एरिया पोर्शन में वो बहुत यू कैन मेक सिनेमा पीपल बिकॉज द ऑडियंस हैज नाउ सीन वर्ल्ड सिनेमा स्पेशली इन पैंडमिक सो यू कैन मेक फिल्म्स विच आर सो कॉल्ड रियलिस्टिक फिल्म्स एंड येट कमर्शियल रियलिस्टिक फिल्म्स. पहले जो आर्ट फिल्म बनती थी उसको हम कहते थे ये रियलिस्टिक फिल्म है मगर आर्ट फिल्म है जिसमें एक मक्खी उड़ती रहती थी और एक आदमी उसको देखता रहता था फिर वो मक्खी को पकड़ता था तो उसका मतलब था कि रियलिज्म. टुडे द रियलिज्म इज अबाउट मेकिंग इट बिलीवेबल. तो सीरियसली
नहीं मानता.
मक्खियाँ नहीं उड़ा रहे आप प्लेन उड़ा रहे हैं.
हाँ हमारी लैंड लेडी थी सुंदरी जी उनका नाम था सुंदरी गिहानी. वो घर पे आई और एक दिन घर पे आया तो मेरे वो उसका बेटा छोटा कहता जी अंकल जी मम्मी बेहोश हो गई. मैंने कहा क्या हुआ. कहते कोई पिक्चर देख रही थी तो उस पिक्चर में राउंड ट्रॉलीज बहुत लगाई थी उसने तो पूरी पिक्चर ऐसे देख रही थी ऐसे देखते देखते वो बेहोश हो गई. तो कोई आर्ट फिल्म देख रही थी मैं उसका नाम नहीं बताना चाहता मगर सच आंटी जी बेहोश.
Now imagine a man like this on your movie shoot. How much fun would you have?
How did any work get done is the point.
No, that's how it's done. There's like a lot of joy. You know, he comes with questions which are really relevant. Like when he reads a script and he goes through the lines, I promise you, he's so intelligently thinking about how it should be portrayed. What's the right thing to be said? What's the effect it will have on the audience? What does it, how does it really portray the human being? He's amazing with that.
How was your experience as a producer? This is the first film ever that you're producing, and you chose a subject that is unconventional. You could have done what you do very well. I've seen the entire Commando series, fabulous. You could have easily done that kind of cinema, and you chose not to.
See, my dad was in the army and I could not get through the ND or the CDS. But
Try किया था?
बहुत सारा.
कितनी? How?
I think about 3 times NDA and twice CDS. But life is good. I became a commander in the movie. And my mama was in the 9 para commander.
Oh, I see.
So I played that character. Now it was time to be produced. So I had to do something with the forces, something that's not really spoken about. So it really came into my lap, to be honest. But the process was quite interesting. It was good. It was so nice to know everything. Like he says that it's about the warriors, it's about these unsung heroes we really don't speak about. These are the people, इनके चाचा थे जैसे, आपको पता नहीं है करते हैं, उनके दोस्तों को भी पता नहीं होता है क्या करते हैं. These are the people who don't look for name or fame. They like to be in the secret part of the world. So they're different people, they're different human beings. It was good to make a movie on them.
Have you revealed the identity of these 30 gentlemen?
We cannot, we should not.
I was wondering.
It's not supposed to be done. Why are they called unsung heroes? It's because they don't want anybody to speak about it.
And that I guess is the nature of their jobs. You know, if you're caught, you're disowned by the very country you serve.
I think those
and if you achieve something great, again, no one gets to know about it.
But then 50 years later, there's somebody who will think of the thought and put them in the front. So we are doing the job.
How was your experience as a producer? I mean, what do you think you got right or wrong?
I
believe
don't know
it's a very tough job.
It's not really a tough job. I've been told it's a tough job. See, for me to be a producer was a little different from the rest of the people. I've been an actor before, and I used to watch a lot of things on the set, and I thought they can be changed. Let's talk about the hierarchy. When I'm an actor on the set, I used to see the leading lady sit with me, the director, the DOP, the lightman, the cameraman. They were on different tables. But that's hierarchy. Like, I've not been raised like that. So when I started producing, I'd put everybody on the same table. You could be anywhere you wanted to. When we started casting for the movie, we started looking for these 30 agents. There are NSD actors who really don't get a job. They don't even get called for an audition. So imperative was to find these people. If I've watched somebody on screen and I've admired that person, I started looking for that person. We did the casting of these actors on the basis of this. Let's get everybody who has talent, nobody's recognized them, let's bring them forth. The only superstar was Sir. Like really, apart from that, we needed to see talent that has been ignored, and that's the production.
But the casting of the film is impeccable. They look so believable, and they've done such great job as actors. Even in my office, my IB ka chief ka office tha, they were like regular people, but brilliant in performance. They were very good. I think that comes across in the film very well.
So the idea of action hero films was, because I've been one of those actors, I think to bring forth all the talent, whether it's editors, directors who've not really been in the limelight. And I promise you it's helped us.
Can I just pivot the conversation for a bit for the next 5 minutes and ask you this, Anupam ji, especially you. You're someone who has opinions and you're someone who's not afraid to articulate them. Do you think about issues or...
I react to any issue as an Indian. I'm loyal to India. And whosoever is loyal to India, he's my hero or she's my hero. And I react from it. मैंने आज ही एक ट्वीट किया कि जो आपसे दिल से बात करता है उसका जवाब दिमाग से मत दीजिए। तो ये मैं ऐसा सोचता हूँ और मुझे लगता है कि सच बोलने में परेशानी होती है मगर मेरे ऊपर कोई बोझ नहीं होता है। मुझे कोई भी बात जो अगर आपने मुझसे कुछ पूछा और मुझे अगर उसका जवाब देना है तो मैं वो जवाब सच दूंगा, नहीं तो मैं बोलूँगा मुझे जवाब नहीं देना चाहता मैं। तो ये पॉपुलर होने की बीमारी जो है ना, दुनिया का कोई ऐसा इंसान नहीं है जो हर एक के साथ पॉपुलर हो। हमारी कोशिश रहती है कि हमारे हर एक के साथ पॉपुलर हो, कि सब लोग मुझे पसंद करें। तो मुझे ये बहुत पहले समझ में आ गया था जब मैं 3 साल भटक रहा था बॉम्बे में काम ढूंढने के लिए कि इम्पॉसिबल है आप सबके साथ पॉपुलर हो जाएं। आप बहुत किसी के हाथ मुस्कुरा के बात कर लीजिए मगर आपके बहुत दुश्मन होंगे। हम तो भगवान के भी दुश्मन ढूंढ लेते हैं। ऐसा कोई इंसान बताइए आप मुझे जिसका कोई ऐसा आदमी जो उसको पसंद नहीं करता है। तो ये मुझे सिर्फ 4-5 लोग चाहिए जो मेरे घर वाले हैं, मेरे माता पिता हैं, मेरे दोस्त हैं, कुछ लोग मुझे पसंद करते हैं, वही चाहिए। अगर मैं दुनिया को पसंद करवाने के चक्कर में फिर वो बात करूँगा जो उनको सुनना चाहिए, जो वो सुनना चाहते हैं, जो उनको पसंद आए, तो मैं आई वॉन्ट टू बी पॉपुलर विद माई सेल्फ। दैट सच बोला यार, मज़ा आया।
एंड आई हैव टू से ऑन हिज बिहाफ बिकॉज आई हैव विटनेस्ड हिम। सिर्फ देश की बात नहीं है, ये किसी भी मुद्दे पे बात करते हैं ना, ये सीधा ही बोलते हैं। He doesn't need to speak in circumlocutions. He just goes directly to the point. He's that person.
But why?
I don't carry the burden of lies with me. Means.
But why is he one of the very few from your industry? Is the point? You know, there are many issues that.
No, excellence is very rare. Hence, excellence is rare.
That's very nice of you to say. But the fact is.
But you have हर industry में.
But I would like
even
to hear
journalism में आप देख लीजिए. Everybody we talk about journalism, where we talk about truth. We are supposed to talk about truth. You and I know that not all journalists are like that, because it's about individuals. It's about people. I'm an actor, so I am in this industry. You are an anchor or you are a journalist. You are in this industry. बट टू सॉर्ट ऑफ से दैट भाई आपकी इंडस्ट्री में सब लोग जर्नलिस्ट जो हैं सब सच बोलते हैं, झूठ नहीं बोलते हैं या पॉपुलर होना चाहते हैं, वो भी गलत है।
नो, द क्वेश्चन वाज दिस कि मेरी इंडस्ट्री में तो लोग बोलते हैं, काम ही उनका बोलना है। बट आई नो दैट एक्टर्स आरंट सपोज्ड टू यू नो आर्टिकुलेट एवरी ओपिनियन दे हैव। आई अंडरस्टैंड दैट, but too often they don't say anything when things need to be said. For example, छोटा सा example लें तो अभी barely 12 kilometers from where we are sitting right now, you have India's top wrestlers who've been on a protest for more than 10 days. How many people have we heard speaking about it?
So there's a rare species over here, I promise you. You know, sometimes you don't need to speak too much. Sometimes just a word can describe everything. So if you expect us to like give a detail, not really. We feel everything that any other Indian's feeling. Like I spend time with him, I promise you, it could be anybody. I've witnessed him when Sir came on the set to the IB set for the first time. I remember the pandemonium outside. There were people running to touch his feet. I promise you, I saw it and I was like, I'm gonna work with him. Then he comes inside the set and he's a different human being. Arey kya ho raha hai? So, you know, he is a different human being. You're talking to two different people.
But what do you say to our wrestlers out protesting?
He told me what he thinks.
The country needs to know what you think. The nation needs to know.
So I'll tell you, not that I'm running away from the question. I feel that my job right now is to promote my film. And that is very important. He's my producer, and I'm genuinely not wanting to sort of go away from your question. But I want you to put this interview about IB71. But you are very smart that when you're asking this question, because that will become the headline.
And he's a good actor. He's being good to the producer. Well done. If
No, I genuinely believe that. हमने 60 दिन मेहनत की है। ये इन्होंने -10 में कश्मीर में शूटिंग की है। वो इन्होंने बर्फ में अंदर जाकर पानी में, आपने अगर इनका वीडियो देखा नहीं देखा है, इतने सारे एक्टर्स ने काम किया है। आप इस इंटरव्यू में मुझसे ऐसा सवाल पूछ रही हैं जिसमें मेरी ओपिनियन will take over the promotion of this film.
Point taken. Point taken.
That's it.
Point
That's
taken,
why.
and it's a point well made that you don't want to take away from
No,
the
I
film.
don't. I have taken money from him. 100 people have worked day and night for 1 year. My director is a silent man and he's done so much work and we want the film to work. And
It's his first Hindi film, I think.
yes. Yes.
Yeah? How's that?
He's brilliant.
He's a different man. You know, he made Ghazi Attack first, which is a submarine-based movie underwater. Then he made Antariksh, आसमान के ऊपर. ये उन्होंने mid-air में बनाई. थोड़ा अजीब है. You are speaking to a different species. I promise you.
Yeah,
We got
he's
everybody.
rare. मैंने उसको कहा कि तुमने फिल्म देखी, मैंने कैसा काम किया? I said, हूँ का क्या मतलब होता है? He does not respond to anything. I was in fact talking to him in the corridor. I said, we are talking about Sankalp as if he is some strange man, but he is. I think he's
Wired differently.
brilliant. He's a genius according to me. Only he can have, he could have made this film. But I hope this work that we have done reaches to the audience and they really like it. Because I think it's important for people to, like you're talking about wrestlers, I want to talk about people who were unsung heroes. At least we are over here, we are talking about heroes. But what about the unsung heroes? I think after 50 years, we need to give them their full attention and full 100% credit.
Okay, so we'll end this interview with both of you. Take 10 seconds each and please tell us why we should come to the theatres and watch it.
Because it's the time of brilliance. People are ready to watch brilliant movies and in cinema halls, because what you see, there's a magic that happens in cinema hall between the audience and the thing. The audience is sitting in a room where there is no poor, no religion, no etc. There is a direct connection, and you will be really sitting at the edge of the seat and feel very, very patriotic and feel very proud of what our intelligence bureau officers have done.
Vidyut?
जब कारगिल war हुई थी, I remember, like, if there was a military person in the train, everybody was clapping and saluting for them. Everybody was, and I thought it was a great moment. About the intelligence bureau, कोई बात नहीं करता इसके बारे में. Like, there are movies in Hollywood. When you ask me, being a producer, why did I be a part of it? Is when you watch international movies, they always, in great reverence, talking about the secret services, about their forces. We imagine like the Americans will do anything because of the movies we watch. This is the time to watch a movie like this to realize how amazing we are, how amazing the Intelligence Bureau, the Indian Army, the forces are.
Vidyut Jammwal, Anupam Kher, thank you for coming to Mirror Now and all the very best for your film. Thank you. Thank you.